This is obviously a very close to home topic for me because I grew up probably when I was about 11 or 12, I think. My dad was sentenced for drug dealing and he spent about 3 to 4 years in prison. My relationship with my dad was fantastic, to be honest with you. He was like every football match, every event that me and my brother ever had. Looking back now, I probably could see the signs that stuff was happening, but at the time, as maybe 11, 12 years old, it just sort of goes over your head and you don't really notice it. But in terms of how I found out, I sort of came home from school, me and my brother get the school bus back. And when I went in, my mum was sat on the sofa with my stepdad, and she just sort of broke the news then. And I didn't really believe it. And then sort of 5 minutes after that, I would say I had rage in me. I was just so angry at him, couldn't comprehend it. I thought that was the reaction that you're supposed to have. I didn't really cope with it until I was about 18, 19. At the time, I just sort of bottled it up. And I really did bottle it up because the amount of pressures that school kids have these days socially with their school, with their academics, with their sports and stuff. I was just very focused on that and I just sort of put it to the side and left it be. I wouldn't say I was a badly behaved kid at all, but in class and stuff I wouldn't focus. I'd be the one chatting with the person next to him. I'd be the one just not really doing what they were supposed to. And then my dad came out of prison when I was probably about year 10, and instantly my grades and everything just went straight back up. My dad's passed away 2 years ago of a drug overdose, and actually everything that I've done recently in terms of opening up and talking about it to my mates has allowed me to come to terms with that's who he was, and that unfortunately he couldn't beat it. He was one of those that unfortunately just gripped hold of him and he couldn't get past it. But so speaking of how could I have been helped earlier, I think this programme would have just allowed me to accept that when I was 11, 12, 13, 14 and not go punching the walls, for example, because it's just a conversation playing basketball or playing badminton, or with me it would have been something physical. It wouldn't have been sitting down and watching a film or jotting anything down. But so I'm at terms with it now, but it took me a little bit of time to come around to it, and I think this campaign would have really helped me come to terms with it a little bit earlier and just made the process a lot smoother. My belief on what the school is with it is they weren't equipped to help, and I don't actually think they knew, and I still don't think they would know now if I was to bump into my teachers. They weren't equipped to help, which is why I think this programme is sensational, because it takes that pressure away from teachers that have so much on their plate, if we're being honest, with being a social worker, a teacher, the first port of call if there's an issue and anything like that. So that's why this is brilliant. The way I would say it benefits youngsters 100% is, I think the informalness of it, if you will, is what is the unique selling point for me. Me personally, I wouldn't have benefited from a teacher pulling me out of the room and trying to speak to me, because I would have just shut off, because at the time I hated school. But actually this programme, where I think it's got its real point of attack, is that an Argyle Community Trust staff member coming in, breaking down those barriers in whatever format it takes for the child. So if it's going in and playing basketball with them for an hour in a sports hall, that's what we go and do. If they're obsessed with horse riding, then we can pick a staff member that has those same interests and we can go in and speak to them about that and have common goals. So that's where I think this programme's really important, because it's about finding that connection with the child first, and then you can start to do your work and stuff, and they'll start to open up to you and feel valued in what you're doing, not just we're here to help. Well, actually, we're here to help you, but you're also here to help us in our programme too.
I think it's been really important for us and for the people experiencing the project to actually have practitioners with lived experience of this issue within the team. Not only staff who were affected as children, but also staff who've been parents in prison. The ability to have that insight and that empathy and to be able to pour that into the design and the delivery of the programme is absolutely priceless for us.
I think if you're a parent and you haven't heard of it, I would say just jump at it, because the best thing you can do is get your child, your young person, your nephew, your niece, whoever it might be, help as soon as possible, because time flies by, and all of a sudden if it's 3 years down the line and they haven't even spoken a word about it, then they're harbouring something. So being able to open up as early as possible, I think is the absolute be all and end all, and that's why I absolutely love this programme.
For more information on our CAPI programme,
Acting with Children, please visit
www.argylecommunitytrust.co.uk.